Anger has a place in the Christian life. Not the nasty kind of anger that gets smeared around when protesters write hate mail, not malice, not temper tantrums, not arrogant, icy anger. The kind of anger Christians need is the anger of real love. Real love is protective. That's why I call godly anger the guardian of love. By definition, godly anger is not sinful anger. It's not the anger that James talks about when he says the anger of man does not achieve the righteousness of God. Godly anger is the anger James talks about when he says we are to be slow to anger. I mean, think about it. The Bible never tells us to be slow to commit adultery or slow to bow down to idols. But we are to be slow to anger because there is a godly anger that Christians are supposed to have. When I first began to study the subject of godly anger, it surprised me to find out that there are 15 stories in the gospel accounts that illustrate Jesus' anger. Did you know that just about the first thing Jesus did after he rose from the dead was confront his own disciples with anger? Our English Bibles don't tell us that Jesus raged at the tomb of Lazarus. Both Mary and Martha unfairly blamed Jesus for their brother Lazarus' death. What Mary and Martha didn't know is that Jesus has an anger that raises people from the dead. Sinful anger causes people to be murderous. Godly anger, by contrast, conquers death. Godly anger is so powerful that it works miracles. Just ask the man with the withered hand in Mark chapter 3, or ask the blind and the lame who poured into the temple after Jesus cleared the money changers out. About 25 years ago, I began doing doctoral level research on the subject of godly anger. I started my study by reading the whole Bible twice, from cover to cover, asking if there's even such a thing as godly anger. The more I studied Jesus' anger, the more I became convinced that Jesus' anger guarded him and prevented him from ever doubting God. It also strengthened him as a human to stay pure and never sin. He was never afraid. He never lusted. He never fell into self-pity. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21 says that Jesus left an example for you to follow. Have you ever praised God for Jesus' anger? Have you ever prayed that you yourself would be angry like Jesus? If you want moral courage to stand up for what is right, even in the face of opposition, then it's time to be angry like Jesus.